Hi Aquarius, welcome to Pandora Astrology's monthly horoscope for October 2019. This month there's going to be a concentration of themes that are a carryover from last month in your ninth house to do with growth and expansion, and then that's going to be followed by a movement and a gathering of planets in your 10th house of career and building a power base. So, Julia, I think you had some thoughts about what Mercury is up to this month for Aquarius.
Oh, I definitely do, Jamie. So Mercury is going to be entering your 10th house, Aquarius, on October 3rd, and that's the house of career. Now, that might mean that your mind, which is represented by Mercury, is much more focused on your future career goals right now.
Mm.
And it's a really good time for learning anything new, which could also aid you in your career, whether it's new software, which might help you out at work or anything of that nature. And if you write, speak, or teach for a career in any capacity, then this could be a great time for that kind of work. Now, Mars is going to be entering your ninth house on October 3rd, and that's the house of long journeys, religion, philosophy, expansion of all kinds. So when Mars goes into the ninth, that means that you're going to be restless for adventure now. And you're not going to be able to stand being cooped up, or you might just go mad. So try to see if you can plan a fun road trip or even vacation in another country this month, if you can. Or just do something new and expansive. And if you can get out that restlessness, then you'll be a little less inclined to pick fights with others too. Now, Venus is going to be entering your 10th house. That's the house of career again on October 8th. And when the planet of peace goes into the 10th house, it means that it's a really great time to get along with your boss or any other authority figures. So maybe if you get pulled over for speeding by a cop this month, you can charm your way out of a ticket, though I wouldn't tempt it on its own. Just saying you might be a little extra charming in general to authority figures. What do you think of that, Jamie?
I think definitely, yeah, and smoothing things over at work as well,
Oh, yeah.
and with that special little extra intuitive hit that Venus in Scorpio is capable of. Like I just read my boss's mind. That's not a bad thing. Okay, so we have a full moon coming up in Aries, which falls in your third house, Aquarius, opposite that sun in the ninth house. And you probably know that a full moon is a time when emotions can run high. That moon is falling in the house of communication in a sign that can be rather explosive and certainly, shall we say, assertive. So, right around that part of the month, say the 12th to the 14th, you should watch out for sharp words, hasty words, and emotional words, whether they're yours or somebody else's. And maybe it's good to just kind of let things blow over without taking it too seriously. Moving along through the month, Mercury is starting to slow down as the 20th comes on, entering what we like to call its shadow period. And Julie and I made a video all about Mercury retrograde and this shadow period, which you can find in our October news playlist on the YouTube channel, Pandora Astrology. But just for your purposes, a little bit more specifically for you, as Mercury starts to slow down, it already begins to kind of lean into that retrograde feel of turning inward, turning backward. We sort of have, in general, in society, we have a bias towards moving forward, wanting things to just be this straight line that always goes into the future. And, life is just not that way. Mercury retrograde is there to give us rhythm. And in this particular case, because it falls in your 10th house, there might be some things that need a redux, a redo, digging up some old project at work that needs more final touches before it could be considered complete. So then, going a little further into the month on the 27th, well, the sun enters Scorpio on the 23rd, and long about the 27th, we have a new moon in Scorpio. So the moon joins the sun and these Scorpio planets right here in the 10th house. And, it's so funny because everybody knows that Aquarius is supposed to be like social and gregarious and keep things light and Not so mean and heavy as some other signs. But I think those are not Aquarians that you've seen in their career realm, where it can really, in some ways, be all about power. Who knew, right? And that's because Scorpio is the 10th house from the Aquarian first house. So if you have Aquarius rising this month, it might be time for some subtle power plays to position yourself better at work. It might be time for reading the minds of the higher ups. And it might be time to sort of position yourself for more control over what you do. And that's not a bad thing, right? Then the last thing to happen this month is that on the 31st, just in time for Halloween, Mercury does go retrograde. And so it's going to be a retrospective. It's going to go deep. And Aquarius, I know that sometimes that makes you feel a little bit like you can't breathe when things go into a lot of deep, dramatic emotions. But just hold your breath, take the deep dive. It'll be over soon. And we'll say a lot more about that in our November horoscope coming next month. So that's all we have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. You can always find good stuff on our YouTube channel at Pandora Astrology, or in our horoscopes and monthly forecast on PandoraAstrology.com. And we'll see you around the cosmos. Bye.
Bye-bye.